Hello, everyone. Good evening and good day. Hope you can hear me. Good afternoon, where you're joining from. Really excited to be here again on a call with you on the Saturday afternoon. Hope you can hear me and see me clearly. Again, as you are probably aware, we usually do a training pretty much every Saturday at 6 o'clock, unless I'm traveling or in a situation where the internet will not let me do it. And sometimes that has been a challenge. But just that you know, by the way, all the trainings that I'm doing on Saturdays, we are recording them, and soon we will put all the stuff that I've done in the back office so that you will have access to watch all of them and share them with your team and your new team members and so forth. So definitely excited about that. And there's a lot of stuff that we're going to work on in the future, just that you know. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Emmanuel Popa. I'm the Global Training Director responsible for the training program in the company, for the events and all that has to do with that. And I'm excited about what's coming up in the next year. I'm excited about the next event coming up soon here in Cairo in Egypt. We are looking at 180 people, maybe more, that will be present in Cairo in Egypt. And I know it's going to go only up and up from there. So usually these trainings, for those of you who know already, they're pretty short. We're doing 20, 30 minutes calls. Sometimes it's longer. Sometimes there's exceptions depending on the topic and what we're covering. So I want to share a few things with you today that I've been thinking about in the last, in the last week, in the last days. Let me just try to share the screen here with you. Here we go. Because, obviously there's a lot of you who have been with us for 5, 6 months, but there's also a lot of you who have not been with us. I hope you can hear me and see the screen. You should be able to see the screen by now. If you don't see the screen, somebody please let me know. All right. So, because, again, depending on how long you've been with us, you've heard me talk several times. And some of you are well aware of what I'm saying, all that, but there's also new people. And of course, once in a while, we're going to repeat some things in our trainings. But before I dive into 2 or 3 things I wanted to talk to you about, I just want to make a quick review of what our esteemed CEO, Mr. Pano Salas, talked about on the call he did on the first of this month. And it's important for you to understand these. Now, most of the news is applicable for all the company, for all the members regardless of the continent or the country. But there's some stuff that's only applicable for the Indian community, or some stuff only applicable for the European community. So, first off, this month, 50% more for Rank Up, which is we are very excited for that, guys. Remember that and use that in your teams. Okay. Whenever you hit the next rank, you get 50% more bonus for the rank up. Now, that's not something small. That can be something very big. All right. Because if you're, think about it. If you're talking about Krypton 450 and you jump to 675, that's not a small amount, right? Depending on what you're doing, it's just uh, you know I'm not going to talk about the high ranks, because even the high ranks give you a lot more, like instead of 1,500, like 2,250 or something like that. So, but it's important that you understand the rank ups and you understand the volume that you get, the bonuses that you get. Okay, so make sure you talk to your team and make sure your team does understand this, anything that has to do with this benefit. All right. So I'm not going to share more about this, but please make sure you understand it and your team members do understand. Okay. Because here's the catch, guys. Some of your team members don't know that they're this close to the next rank because they don't know the comp plan. So it's really up to you as a leader to talk to them about this. Second of all, for Europe, August relief bonus extended. You guys know what this is about. Make sure you understand. Third of all, very important, Horizon 6S when you choose TCN now. If you're a passive node owner, this might not be of interest for you generally. If you are a networker, if you are somebody who builds networks, who builds communities and loves to build teams, this is huge. Okay, now, if you're a passive node owner, but you buy more nodes, I would recommend you choose both the depin and also the TCN, accumulate more TCN tokens. All right, it is important to start accumulating more TCN tokens. Now, regarding the 100 DU node, the 100 DU node now gets you 3 months in the triumph instead of two, and now makes you eligible for the leadership reward. Now, you still need to sign up people with $300 to unlock the levels, right? So you still need to sign up people with $300. That's important to unlock the levels. However, before you needed a 300 DU node in order to be eligible for the leadership reward. Now you don't. Now you can start with 100. Now the 100 DU node gives you 3 months in the triumph, not two. And that is important to remember. Okay. Now, the 10K node is back in the shop, guys. And I really hope you're excited because this is good news. I really hope you're happy about this. You know, last month, this is going to be the last month where the 10K and the 14K nodes have these percentages. As you are, I hope you're aware. If you're new with us, maybe you don't. Generally, a node you purchase gives you between 7 to 8% per month, a monthly. And the big nodes, 10K and 14K, give you up to 13%. And you obviously you recover what you put in a lot faster. The 10K node was out for a couple of months. It's back in the shop, but this is the last month when these two nodes will give you these percentages. Now, the nodes could still be there after that, and you're gonna have some surprises regarding the nodes uh, because we're launching some things in Cairo. So stay tuned. But this is the last month when these will have these percentages. Okay, these nodes, and it's not the marketing thing. The CEO, Mr. Pano Salas, assured me this is not a marketing where we're going to come in the 1st of October and say we're still going to give the 10K and 14K with 30%. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, now we're still going to have big nodes, but we're going to revamp them, we're going to reshape them, we're going to rethink them. And so, guys, if you take advantage of this, take advantage of this month with these nodes, with these percentages. Okay. Uh, don't tell us we didn't tell you. All right. So this is a little bit about the news. Now, a couple of things here, guys, about your business, and I want to talk a little bit about the Team Triumph reward because some of you do not understand the power of the Team Triumph reward bonus. You just don't get it. You don't understand the money this can bring you every month. Okay. Now, because, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Probably because you haven't sat down to analyze the numbers. That's one. But also because the way you built so far, maybe you didn't build it very wise. I'm not going to say you built it wrong, even though for some of you that's the case. You built it totally wrong. But some of you built it well, but you could have built it better. So, when you can build something good, but you can build it greater, good is the enemy of great. Therefore, it's important to really be aware of how you're going to build your triumph. Now, I have to acknowledge and I have to come clean, guys. I have to make a confession. In the first 2 months, I did not understand the triumph completely, and I've really grown in time to really understand the complexity of this bonus. And if that's my case, maybe there's somebody on this call who is in my position. Now, it pays well. This pays, it pays you once per month per member. So if a member is in your triumph, you're going to get paid once per month for that member. Of course, depending on the level he is in. Now, however, how you start your triumph is important, and I'm trying my best not to get some of you confused. I know some of you might get confused. Some of you will not get confused. But here's the thing: the first line in your triumph, the first three, are very, very important, because those first three positions are, if you divide the triumph into three, right? The first line, it's 33%, 33%, 33%, right? And those three positions, those three people, those three nodes that take that first line in the triumph will get each 33% of all your triumph, hypothetically. So, eh, there's, I know there's different strategies and the different ways you can build this. Now, the best thing you can do is to put three people in your first line in the triumph that are networkers. However, listen to me here. Don't jump to conclusions. I know that not everybody who's joining our company is a top networker and can put the first three people top networkers. That's, maybe not even one of 100. Maybe that's one of 200. Maybe that's one of 400. I don't know. So I know the ideal scenario would be that the first three people in your triumph to be people who recruit and build. Now, I understand that's kind of hard. I understand that not everybody has the network experience and the people knowledge and the influence to say that when he joins in the next 24 hours he's going to put three people there that all of them are going to kill it. I understand. However, if you can do that, do it. Now, let me say something else. Hear me out. If, for example, the first three people in your triumph are not people that build, and let's say it's your cousin because he trusts you, and it's your brother because wherever you are he jumps in, and it's your best friend from college or from childhood because he trusts you, but if you're a good networker, then you are in the position where in a couple of weeks you can fill up your second line in the triumph with nine people, with people that build. However, here's what's going to happen. If the first line and the second line, the first 12 people, the first line and the second line, you put people and you fill them up with people that almost nobody builds, you're not going to see the power of the triumph. Does it make sense? If the people that you put, the first 12 people that jump in your triumph are people that don't build, and they're just there to wait to become billionaires by hibernating, you're not going to see the full potential of the triumph. Now, you don't know what's going to happen, because you could sign up, and if you have an upline that's recruiting like crazy, you could have someone in your triumph the next day or even the next hour that falls there, and you didn't put him there, which I get. However, I'm telling you right now, guys, for the people that you sign up from now on, explain to them the power of the matrix. I don't think there's anybody in the company yet that has seen the power of the matrix. I know we know it makes money. I know we know it pays well, but I don't think there's anyone yet who has saw the power of the matrix. Look, we have people in the company that make 400, 600, or $500 per month from the triumph. Guys, that is peanuts. That is nothing compared to how much this can pay you. That is nothing. I assure you of that. Therefore, when you sign someone up in the triumph, yes, it's important to tell them to explain to them how it works. By the way, guys, this team triumph is the best thing you can use for fear of loss. We are a unilevel compensation plan. We're not binary. And people say, so if it's not a binary, then I will not have people after me. Wrong. This is the best tool you can use for fear of loss in terms of people being able to join this and come after you, and for you to be paid for people who join after you that you don't know, you've never met, and you'll probably never meet. This happened and many times, but this happened with the gentleman that runs a foundation from Africa that me and our CEO started in back 5 years ago. And that foundation, by the way, is being supported right now by the zoreonx Foundation. That's cool. But that gentleman took a position. His name is Ron. And after him in the matrix, somebody fell there and the guy brought like 150 people. The matrix right now for Ron is absolutely a killer matrix. It pays him well. So explain to the people how it works, but also use the fear of loss. Explain to people that once they look, here's the thing. If you don't have a story, use somebody else's story. If you don't have a story in your team for the matrix, use Ron's story. I've shared this story so many times. Use Ron's story, the fact that he got a position and then now he has a gentleman in his team that's a legend rank, and he's putting in a lot of people, and Ron is making right now the equivalent, hear me out, of 6 salaries per month in his country from the triumph in his country. You heard that right. He's making the equivalent of 6 salaries in his country per month from the triumph. So use a story. If you don't have a story, use someone else's story. Use the dream triumph to do the fear of loss and teach people that. Okay. And explain to them how it works. Okay. And look, I understand that not all the triumphs look alike. By the way, don't make false promises. We need to be ethical. Ron's story is not a promise. When I show him and when I explain to people about him, I tell them this is not a promise. This is a possibility. Do not tell them that if they join, for sure they're going to have 100 people in the triumph in 1 month. You don't know that. I don't know that. The CEO doesn't know that. The marketing doesn't know that. Nobody knows that. Because the triumph places people as they come, first home, first served, left to right. So don't make false promises. Don't lie to people. Say, look, this can happen. It could, it can. I don't know how your triumph will look like, but I'm just telling you, if you don't sign up right now, what if tomorrow somebody that could fall in your triumph will not fall in your triumph and he will make someone else rich and not you? Make sense? That's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Now, moving on, Igniter. We all know the Igniter. We understand the Igniter. Okay. Some of you probably understood it wrong. I know that there was some confusion, and somebody said that the Igniter starts with 2 people. No, the Igniter bonus is with 3 personal signups. How does it work? After you purchase the node, not after you make a free account. After you purchase the node, you have 27 days, 27 days to sign up 3 people that have a node, uh, that purchase a node in the same value like yours or higher, and they will activate the igniter. So I repeat, you have 27 days after you purchase your node to have 3 people that you sign up with the same node as yours or higher. Let me give you an example. If you sign up with the $1,200 node, you need to sign up 3 people with $1,200, 1,200 in 27 days to activate the igniter. What does the igniter do? The igniter bonus boosts your income, okay, from 0.30 per day to 0.45 per day. Okay, that's a 50% increase. However, if you take this into consideration, that once you sign up 3 people, this leadership reward kicks in. And when this kicks in, you get another reward, 15% from each of them, right? From each person that's your personal registered, you get 15%. 15% times 3, that's 45%. So if you put the igniter and the leadership reward, if you put these two together, here's what's going to happen. Your income will go, let's take the example of 1,200. If you have a node of 1,200 and you sign up 3 people with 1,200, normally you get $3.6 per day. Your daily income will your daily reward will jump from $3.6 to $7, almost double. So when you talk to people, you tell them, congratulations, welcome to the team, congratulations for your node purchase. Now I have a question for you. What if you double your reward daily? Would you like that? Of course, he says yes. Let me tell you how you can double your reward daily. Get 3 people in 27 days with the same node as yours or higher, and you double your reward. If you have 3.6 per day, you get to 7 per day. If you get 1.8 per day dollars DU, you get to 3.5 per day. So you almost double your reward if you do this. Now, 3 people in 27 days means one person in 9 days. Guys, one person in 9 days. Let me put it this way. If you are the most pathetic, horrific, loser, um, presenter in the history of the network marketing of over 135 years, you can get one person in 9 days, even if you suck at it. Okay? You can be the most pathetic, um, weird, introvert, afraid, no skills, no knowledge. You can get one person in 9 days. Anybody, the worst presenter and the worst person in the network marketing industry can get one person in 9 days to activate his igniter bonus. What does he have to do? To show people. Now you've got to show people. If you show one person in 9 days and he doesn't get in, don't get surprised. You do one presentation per day. You do it the right way. You do it with your sponsor. You do it with your coach. You do it with your upline. One presentation per day, you will get the igniter bonus. What happens when you get the igniter bonus? You get 3 people. These 3 people will come in the team triumph. Your triumph will get filled. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to go fast, build with the team triumph and build with the igniter. If you do the igniter and you teach everyone else to do the igniter, your triumph will get filled. Teach everyone to do the igniter, and your triumph will get filled. If you do the igniter, your triumph will get filled. And if you do the igniter, guess what? Your leadership reward will kick in. Guys, they're like a domino effect. If slow sucks, fast is fun. Fast is fun. If you do the igniter, your leadership reward will kick in and your team triumph will get filled in. Now, if you teach everyone, look, this is all you got to do. Teach everyone that joins, even if they don't want to build, to do the igniter. The team triumph will get filled. They'll kick in the igniter, and guess what? The leadership reward will kick in. Don't don't talk to them. Don't talk to them about graviton and quantum. Don't talk to them about krypton. You know what you need to talk to them about? All right, let's do the igniter. Once you do the igniter, you will show him, look at the triumph. Ah, the triumph gets filled. Awesome. Let's focus that everybody in your team will do the igniter. He does the igniter, the triumph gets filled. He does the igniter. Guess what? You kick in the leadership reward. And that's where the money comes. And therefore, you see that the people that think that, oh, so it takes me 2 years as a passive node owner to get the money doubled, you tell them, well, it's only going to take 1 year if you do this. If somebody does the igniter and opens up the leadership reward, he's not going to wait for 2 years. He's going to do it in 12 months, in a couple of weeks. The whole game changes. Everything changes. And if you want to build fast, build like this. Focus on the igniter bonus. That should be it. The ranks will come. Don't focus on the ranks. Focus on the igniter. Because if you do the igniter, you'll get the team triumph field. And if you do the igniter, the leadership reward will kick in and he will see the beauty of it. All right. Now, here's one thing, guys. If you want to grow big and if you want to go and have success in this business and build your network and your ranks, don't focus on your rank. Focus on helping people make money. A lot of you don't have success because you focus only on yourself. Focus on helping others make money. Focus on helping others increase their leadership reward. All you've got to do is help your team increase their leadership reward, not yours. Yours will increase if you increase theirs. All you've got to do every single week is to focus on helping your team increase the leadership reward. Help your team increase the leadership reward. Help your team increase the leadership reward. Help your team rank up. Because people in network marketing that are focused on themselves and are only focused on themselves, guess what? They're only going to be focused on themselves and they're going to grow, but they're going to be slow. Shift the focus. What you focus on expands. Focus on helping others increase their leadership reward. Focus on helping others increase their rank up, and then you will do well. Guys, this is it. This is what I had for you today. Thank you so much for joining today's call. Really appreciate it. Hope this will help you. Let's boost it this month and let's have another a record-breaking month so that when we get together in Cairo, we'll all celebrate. Thanks a lot for your time and have a great weekend. Have a good night and a good afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.